Good morning, Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte County constituents. I'm Commissioner Gayle Elizabeth Townsend, representing District 1. So Officer Tomasic and I are here today, and we're going to talk about some of the most frequently asked questions concerning the wearing, use, storage, and retention of body cameras. So Officer Tomasic,
yes, ma'am.
Good to see you.
You too.
Just tell us, body cameras are here. What is the procedure when an officer starts his or her shift, love saying his or hers shift, with regard to putting the body cameras on? Just take us through that protocol.
Sure. So, as I think we've all seen, there's a couple of ways for officers to wear these body cameras. You will see some officers with their blue shirt with the body camera mounted somewhere between your collarbone and your belly button, somewhere in that area. And then now we can wear the outer vest cover, and again, you will see it somewhere in that general area, but maybe off to the left or right just a little bit. These cameras are not very easy to put on, at least for when you have a shirt on like this. So most of the time, an officer will have this on before he even gets to work, at least on his body. With a shirt like this, very strong magnet that holds these cameras onto your body. They're strong enough that it would take a lot for someone just to be able to pull it off. So, you're getting dressed at home, you're more than likely going to go ahead and put this on while you're at home.
Could you show us now how you could attach the camera?
So on a shirt like mine, you put the back plate in. This front plate actually has a couple little arms on it. That's how strong the magnet is. This helps get it off. Sure.
Okay.
So with it open, actually these are so strong they even tell you on the back that there's a pinch hazard and you'll pinch yourself. That's how strong it is. So this just pops on here like that. Put these down and your plate's on. Then the camera, there's a button. This happened last time too. Pops on like that.
Okay.
They will not come off.
How long in the course of their day are they supposed to wear the camera? Under what circumstances? Is it supposed to be recording? Under what circumstances, if any, would it not record?
Sure. So the camera itself will be attached to the officer for their entire shift, whether that's 8 hours, 12 hours, however long they're physically working. This will be attached to either their shirt, like mine, or to the vest. Now there's three, I guess you could say, levels of on for this camera. There's the main on-off switch, which turns the camera on. That just means that it's ready to go. The second level would be the on position, where it's viewing, but it's not recording. And then you have the actual record button. So when officers hit this button, it begins recording the images. It actually goes back 2 minutes and records all the video prior to when you push the button.
Okay.
So officers should be turning this on whenever they're working in their actual law enforcement capacity. So responding to calls for service. Anything where there's reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed is when this camera should be turned on.
About how many patrol officers do we have out now in our community that have in their possession now these body-worn cameras?
So I would say, again, this is a rough guess. These numbers are changing a lot. I would say anywhere 120 to 130 that have to wear them all the time. And what I mean by that is our patrol officers, or even our community police officers that have a daily interaction with the public must wear a body camera. So
must wear
a body camera, yes.
For the duration of his or her
shift.
For
their entire shift. They will have a body camera on their body.
How long, for storage purposes, would any tape be kept? Does it depend on the type of case? For instance, robbery versus car accident versus suspects in a homicide.
Sure.
Does that matter how long a tape is maintained?
Yes, it does. So that falls under Kansas state statute, and that falls under the state's retention policy. And that doesn't just have to do with video, it has to do with any kind of evidence for a case. So for an example, a robbery is a felony, okay? So we have to keep all evidence pertaining to that robbery for 5 years. That is the minimum amount of time that we have to keep it. So if any body camera footage from a robbery, 5 years, it's going to be saved. The highest would be a homicide related case. That is indefinitely.
So the police department itself did not set the parameters for how long a piece of tape can be maintained. Is that
That is correct. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Would I, as the citizen who called for assistance, be able to see the footage from the body camera?
So when we wrote this up, we went directly off of Kansas state law. And what Kansas state law says is that any subject of a recording, so if you're on it, you can look at it. A parent or legal guardian of anyone under the age of 18. So if your child is involved in it, you can come in with your child and view that tape. Mm-hmm. An attorney for anyone that's on that tape can view with their client the tape. And then the last one was an heir at law. So if something happened to you, whoever is in charge of your estate or in charge of your case, usually going to be an attorney for the most part, or it could be a brother, sister,
Okay.
or family member. They can come in and view the tape.
I'd like to thank Officer Tomasic for being here today, for answering these questions, and for his invitation on behalf of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department to come out to our community and answer any more questions we might have about the use of the body-worn cameras. As Commissioner for District 1, I would like to thank my constituents and all of the rest of the residents of KCKPD